Welcome to a gentle yoga practice. My name's Kaylee. We're going to start on the back today, so just get comfy. I like to hug the knees in at first. Maybe even start by closing your eyes and then just move around in any way that feels good. So this is not an overthinking moment. Maybe you're drawing some little circles with your knees over your hips. And start to take some slower inhales through your nose. And longer exhales. You can open your mouth anytime you need to offload a little tension. Hook behind the knees here. And then bring one leg up toward the ceiling without needing to straighten the leg all the way. And then just switch. So a little kind of slow motion, like a swimming motion here. And see if you can let go of like needing to control this a lot. So the range of motion can be really rather small. Let your legs kind of feel almost like overcooked spaghetti noodles, just easy movement. And then gradually start to invite a little bit more energy into this. So without squeezing maximally or without getting really stiff or forcing, you just start to send some awareness into the muscles of your legs. As you do that, bring some awareness into your abdominals as well, gently pulling the webbing of the abdominal wall back toward your back. Just here for a little longer. 3. Again, long inhales, slow exhales. 2. And 1. Legs straight up toward the ceiling here, and then just draw some circles with your ankles. So really move through. Draw circles, think about circles with your toes. So circle the big toe, draw the circle with the big toes. And then switch direction of your ankle circles. Continue to relax the muscles of your face, whether your eyes are open or closed. We're going to reach for the outside of the feet, bend the knees, finding happy baby. It can be a really kind of easy happy baby here. We don't need to get deep into it. It feels really good to go for it and really stretch to the hamstrings, absolutely. Those of you that find this shape pretty natural, try and lengthen your tailbone toward the top of your space. So you're trying to kind of flatten the sacrum bone downward. Variation of this shape that might feel really good is bringing the soles of the feet together and kind of creating like a sling with your hands to bind the backside of the feet. And meet yourself with your breath again, whatever version you landed in. You're in a more traditional version of happy baby. Sometimes it feels good to rock a little side to side or straighten one leg out at a time. Continuing to listen to your body, really opening up that pathway of communication. A lot of the time, our mind, our brain is so busy upstairs that we forget even to check in with anything that's going on kind of below the neck until something starts to hurt. And see if you can just notice, touch into different spots of sensation in your body here. Breathe, maybe in a way that helps you feel a little more connected. And we're slowly going to release that happy baby. Stretch your legs slowly out in front of you. Lengthen the arms back over your head. So big, long body stretch here. Let your lower back peel away from the mat. So a little arching through your spine. Breathe in. Slide your feet down underneath your knees or step them down, and then bring your arms to your side body. Scoop the pelvis under a little bit. Lift your hips. You're in your bridge shape. In bridge, bend at your elbows. Bring your forearms to perpendicular with the ground, so your fingers are pointing up. Then press down into the elbows. Maybe even bring the arms out to about 45 degrees. Press down with the elbows so that you can find the kind of sides of the back, the lats. And use those to help lift the chest toward the chin, even as you press your feet down. Extend your hips up. Take a long inhale. Let's stay here for the exhale. Lower the hips slowly. Reach your arms back up over your head. Big stretch again. And then zip up from your belly button, from your pubic bone really to your belly button. We're gonna curl the head, the neck, the shoulders up off of the mat, reach your fingers forward, and then maybe tabletop your legs, feet are active. So rounding through your spine, flexing your back, pressing the mid back, the bottom rib down into the mat behind you. Take a breath in. Squeeze just a little higher as you breathe out. We're gonna put this into a flow. Feet down, arms back over your head, long inhale. Find that bridge variation, exhaling, lifting your hips, bending the elbows, driving the elbows down. Lower the hips, reach the arms back, long breath in. We've got our little curl up. Exhale, reach for your toes, tabletop the legs. Keep going, so it's an inhale, long inhale, feet down, reach it back. Exhale, bridge with the lat engagement. Inhale, lower and reach back. Exhale, curl up, active feet, chin toward your chest. Inhale, feet down, stretch the arms overhead. Exhale, bridge variation. Inhale, hips down, reach the arms back. Exhale, curl up, active feet. 2 more, lengthen your breath, long inhale, feel the stretch. Bridge as you exhale, press the elbows down. Hips down, arms back, big breath in. Curl up as you empty. Inhale, feet down, arms back. Exhale, bridge variation, pause. This time in bridge, drop your arms to your side, palms can turn down. Start to shimmy your shoulders a little closer together underneath you. And then just breathe into the front side of the body here, continuing to feel the connection between your feet and your mat or your floor. Softening through your jaw, but continuing to take those long, steady breaths. For 3, 2, take a breath in, and then slowly, bone by bone, articulating the spine down, tuck the tailbone, let your hips drop last, bring your arms to a goalpost, and then toggle the knees slowly from side to side. Maybe you add a little rotation, nodding the head the opposite direction of the knees. You could roll through the lower back and the outer hips, let it feel pretty soothing here. For me, I actually find like moving my head kind of distracting, and I just want to keep it to that lower body lumbar rotation. And also play around with bringing your feet and your knees closer together. And come in through the center. Let's go ahead and hug the knees in when you're ready. We're gonna meet in a tabletop position. So you can rock into it, roll to the side, however you need to get to your hands and your knees. We've landed in tabletop. Let's drop the belly down, roll the shoulders away from the ears, micro bend the elbows as you pull your heart through your arms, and then tilt the chin upward. So we're opening up through the front of the throat, through the chest. Take a peek over your right shoulder here, breathe in. And then we're gonna round into cat, curl the chin toward your chest, press the mat away. So scooping, curling in on yourself, pelvis is scooping, belly button pulls back, finding some space between the vertebra here. See if you can breathe into the back side of your body. So we're still in that flexion, that cat shape. Use your breath to stretch out the lower back, the sides of the waist. We're gonna come back into cow, drop the belly, a little bend of the elbows to slide the shoulders away from your ears. And then look over your left shoulder. Nice, breathing in. Cat pose, round the spine, chin to chest, so right through the center. Back to cow with a little peek over your right shoulder, breathe in. Cat through the center, curl chin to chest, breathe it all out, empty, empty. Back to cow, inhale, this time we look to the left. And then cat, curl in on yourself. One more time each direction. Take your time, inhale, cow to the right. Exhale, cat through the center. Take the left side on your own. And then start to walk the hands forward. Try and keep your hips over your knees, but walk the hands even farther forward. We're gonna melt down into puppy pose. The chin can drop down, or maybe you tuck your chin and drop your forehead. And this might feel pretty inaccessible. You can absolutely slide a pillow or a folded up blanket underneath your face, your chin, your forehead. But look for the stretch in the underarms. Stay here if this feels accessible. If this is an option for you, great, stay here. Otherwise, you can go ahead and press back into a child's pose. And bend the elbows, bringing the hands together at the base of your skull, walking the elbows forward and together. So it'll look a little like this. Either way, we're opening up through the underarms, and then kind of titrate this stretch so that it feels like the right amount of sensation. We're finding that sweet spot between a little bit too much and not quite enough. And that might change as we linger here, so let your breath continue to flow. If you can breathe again in that way, that helps you feel more connected. And yoga is often asking us to challenge ourselves, to challenge our bodies and our minds, to stretch. But it's also helping us learn how to honor boundaries. In this case, our own boundaries, the boundaries of the body. Just slide out of your stretch all the way onto the belly. Stack the palms or the forearms to make a little pillow for your forehead. Drop your forehead straight down. I have my head tilted to the side just so that my voice is less muffled. And let your forehead drop straight down, and then feel that like symmetry of the spine from the base, the sides of your hips, all the way up the spine and the back, the sides of the neck and the base of the skull. And stay here or lift up just a little bit, maybe bringing chin onto the back of the hands. And then we're gonna kick the legs again like we did on our back. So just really gentle to start. Maybe pointing the toes a little bit. Start to scoop the pelvis under, pressing your pubic bone downward here. So send a little more, or a lot more energy into your legs. Let's keep the legs down, press into the tops of the feet. Bring your fingers down underneath your shoulders. Keep pressing the fronts of the thighs down. Imagine that you're sliding the fronts of the thighs slightly forward while you keep your feet planted. And then we take a cobra. So the thighs stay down in cobra. Maybe the belly stays down. You can walk the hands to a spacing that feels a little bit more natural for you. Roll the heart through the arms. If it feels okay, you lift the chin up. Legs are still strong here. Breathe in. And then roll it down nice and slow. Reset, stacking your hands, other one on the top. And then relax the head down, relax the legs down. Either take those little kind of kicks or just wiggle the hips side to side, letting go of any gripping. And we'll come back through the center. Chin can be on the hands for a moment. Legs can be hips distance or you zip them all the way together. Whatever feels good for you is fine. But push into the toenail side of your feet. Feel the fronts of the legs engage. Scoop the pelvis under. And then this time we're going to sweep the arms back. Pull the fingertips back as you start to lift the chest. Roll the shoulders away from the ears. Float the arms up off of the floor. And then rotate the palms away from you. So we're finding external rotation of the shoulders. You can do that a couple times. Maybe you rotate so that the palms are facing you or even facing the ceiling. And then spin the entire arm so the arm bones rotate, rolling the shoulders back onto the back of the ribs. Feel every little part of the back. So we're fully engaging backs of the thighs, hamstrings, backs of the legs, and then all the little muscles that travel up and down the length of the spine. This is a challenging pose, but it's so, so, so good. Breathe in. And then release it down nice and easy. Reset. Take a couple breaths. Again, you have those options to wiggle the hips, maybe bend the knees and windshield wiper your shins. Locust is one of these kind of love to hate shapes. It's also one of the best shapes for most of our bodies to counteract the posture that we end up being in throughout a lot of our days. And see if you can find something about it to celebrate. It's usually not how high up we end up getting in this shape or how deep we feel like we're going. It's just the sensation. So look for that sensation of strength in the back of the body. We're gonna come back into it, feet down, press into the tops of the feet, and then really feel, I'm kind of showing here, feel that you're scooping the pelvis, tucking the tailbone under. Pull the fingers back, lift the chest, stay here, keep your legs active, and then maybe you lift the feet up. So the belly is down, maybe the bottom of the ribs are still down. You can peel up, pull way back through your fingertips, breathe in, and then release it down. Take a couple deep breaths, wiggle it out, or maybe you just pause in stillness and breathe into those muscles as they come back to resting length. One more locust here. Play around with how far apart you want your feet. Maybe if you haven't tried a little wider yet, try that. Same thing, tuck the tailbone under, lift the shoulders, pull the arms back, rotate the shoulders so the palms face down or even outward with the thumbs up, and then float the legs, keeping legs active. Smooth out your breathing. So we're looking for this space between extremes while we're practicing. This shape can feel relatively extreme. Can you find a little bit of ease with your breath? So instead of pushing all the way to one side or all the way to the other side, can you flow between? Take a breath in and then release it down. Just breathe, let your muscles come back to resting length. From here, bring your hands back, tuck your toes under. We're going to engage the abdominals a bit. So lift back to that tabletop position. From tabletop, walk your knees in, untuck the toes, and then sit back onto your heels. Find a nice neutral spine here. So shoulders, you can shrug them up to the ears and then roll them down your back. Reach the crown of the head over your heart space. And feel your ribs stacking over your pelvis. See if you can soften the legs a little bit here so you're supported. You can release some of the weight of your pelvis, your glutes, your thighs, your knees, your shins. Just allow the muscles to melt a little bit, to release and relax. So that you're supporting yourself more through your midsection, sides of the waist, the abdominals. From there, allow your heart to open, your shoulders to roll back, maybe slide the hands back a little bit. Let your chin drop just a little bit closer to your chest to lengthen through the back of the neck. Feel a lightness in the sides of the neck and the head, reaching gently through the crown of the head toward the ceiling. We'll take a few rounds of a box breath here. It's a 4-count inhale with a 4-count retaining of the breath. And then a 4-count exhale before you suspend that exhale for 4 counts. Let's take a normal breath in to start. And exhale it all out. Take a breath in through your nose for a count of 4. 3, 2, 1. Hold the breath for 4. 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Suspend the breath for 4, 3, 2, 1. Again, inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Out 4, 3, 2, 1. Suspend for 4, 3, 2, 1. 3 more rounds. Inhale. I'll keep counting. Feel yourself lengthen. Pause. Hold. Exhale, slow. Relax the shoulders. Let the hips get heavy. Hold at the bottom. Again, inhale, filling up, finding a little length in the spine. Pausing at the top and holding. Relax the face. Slowly exhale, melt the shoulders down the back. Let your hips get a little heavier as you release. And hold the exhale. Last round. Breathing in, lengthening, expanding. Pausing at the top, holding. Slowly exhaling like a wave, releasing tension, empty, empty, all the way out, and hold. Feel like what it feels like to be in that emptiness, to be in that suspension. Big breath in through your nose. This time, open your mouth and let it go. Blink the eyes open from here. Go ahead and come back to a seated position. We didn't start in a seat. Come to a seated position. Do a little bit of shoulder work before we're on our back in Shavasana. So from your seat, let's reach the arms up overhead. And then find a twist to the right. Left hand can bring its fingers to the right kneecap. Tent your right fingers back in space behind you. Keep your rotation through your chest, but look forward. Take a breath in. As you exhale, look back over your back shoulder and then try and press the left hand into the right knee, like pushing that knee forward. Keep your twist, look forward, breathing in. As you exhale, look back, press your hand into your knee. One more, inhale, look forward, relax the twist a little bit, lengthen the spine. And then exhale, as you rotate, pause here. We're gonna reach the right arm up, sweep it all the way around and in front. Catch the opposite elbows here. And then sweep the arms up over your head, hold it here. So opening up, lifting through the side body, lift the shoulders up toward the ears. Try and lift the elbows. And then just release the arms, let your shoulders drop. Look to the right shoulder. Look to the left shoulder. Look forward, reach your arms upward, breathe in. And then twist to the left. So every inhale in this twist, we find a little length in the spine and look forward. Every exhale, rotate, pressing into that knee, drawing your belly to your low back and looking over your back shoulder. Inhale, look forward, lengthen the spine, reach the crown of the head up. And exhale, rotate, look to the back. Once more, inhale, long spine, gaze moves forward. Exhale into your twist. Keep breathing as you hold the twist. So see if you can find that same mechanics, even as your gaze stays back. The spine lengthens on the in-breath. And the twist deepens. Keep the spine long. Pull the belly toward the backbone. We're going to reach the left arm up and all the way over. So left arm crosses in front of right. Bend the elbows, catch the opposite elbows. Lift your elbows up. And then lift the ribs up. So lift the shoulders up. Taking as much of a stretch here as feels good. If you start to get any cramping or pinching, you've gone too far. Again, sometimes we have to find those boundaries that the body has. Once you do find one of those boundaries, be so gentle as you back off a bit, continuing to breathe. Take a breath in. If you want, you're emphasizing that lift of the ribs away from the pelvis, and then release it down, hands to your lap, palms face up. Drop your right ear toward your right shoulder this time. You can stay here, or if you'd like, bring your left hand out, tent the fingers, or maybe just bring your peace fingers down outside of your left hip, maybe a few inches or a whole foot or so. Make sure the jaw still feels relatively soft here. You can even open your mouth and move the hinges of the jaw around a little bit. Breathe in. As you exhale, bring your chin to your chest and your left hand back to your lap. Lift the shoulders up. Inhale as you look up. And then exhale, roll the shoulders down, dropping left ear toward your left shoulder. So opening up through the right side of the neck. Sit back a little bit so you're not leaning forward into this. It's that sweet spot again, where we're not in that extreme, like slouching back, nor are we really pulling forward. Just finding that middle path that can be so elusive. Option to bring your right peace fingers down outside of your right leg somewhere. I've been working with this mantra lately. Instead of extremes, I flow between. It's a little goofy. If it serves you, you're welcome to use it. Not really, just allowing yourself to reflect on where maybe you have that tendency to be in that all or nothing mindset. Take a breath in here. Chin to chest as you exhale, right hand back to your lap. Lift your chin up. And then roll onto your back. So short Shavasana here. You can take any leg variation that you like. If you're near a wall, my favorite is legs up the wall. And maybe in Shavasana, it's best to just allow yourself to be, to let go, to not need to be reflecting or doing anything at all. Just let yourself have this experience of existing as you are. And if the mind needs an object and that reflection feels meaningful for you, just gently kind of touching base. Where in life are you in that all or nothing, black and white kind of mentality? If you just expand your willingness to find space in between. Have the option to stay a little longer in Shavasana. Highly encourage that, supported. You're ready to move on. Start to nod the head slowly. Circle out for your ankles and your wrists. Take your time to find a seat. Bringing your hands to your heart. Giving yourself a lot of grace for those places in life where we are extreme, where we are maybe a little perfectionistic or self-sabotaging. And being open to the infinite possibilities that lie between those two poles. A big breath in through your nose as you circle your arms outward and then upward. Keep inhaling, sip it a little bit more. Then let it all go. Thank you for sharing some time, sharing your energy. Hope you're not hearing the leaf blower terribly loudly. And I hope to see you soon.